Hey there everyone, this is Jeff at StarCat Products, here to bring you another episode of the Card Critic. As you may know, several months ago, we had a contest on the Facebook page where we put up Hatsune Miku against Sailor Venus and to see which card game that the Card Critic was going to be reviewing next. As you may know, Hatsune Miku won by like a long shot, like by like a mile. It wasn't even close. So we did a review on that and everything was great and hunky-dory and happiness. So the next game we're going to talk about is going to be Sailor Moon, the trading card game. And believe me, you have not seen evil until you looked into eyes on this game. And don't get me wrong, I am a Sailor Moon fan. I do enjoy the anime, and we're trying to get this episode out before the debut of Sailor Venus into the show. It's called Sailor Moon Crystal, and it's really awesome, and just go watch it. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the collectible card game. Sailor Moon, the collectible card game. Man, this game is a piece of work. When fandom gets out of control, left with almost no quality control whatsoever, this is an incarnation of what you can get. Now let's take a moment and talk about what Sailor Moon is, why we like Sailor Venus, and just to get into the more nitty-gritty details that is the Sailor Moon trading card game. So let's just give a brief overview of what Sailor Moon is and kind of how it came into existence and its becomings. So it started off as a manga called Codename Sailor V. It doesn't really star the main character of Sailor Moon because the original main character actually was Sailor Venus herself. Her name is Naoko, and she's really, really awesome. And this is a really, really good manga. It was drawn by Naoko Takeuchi, and it's a 2-volume manga, and it starts off with our lovely heroine, Sailor Venus, and her adventures in becoming a magical girl and fighting against the bad guys. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's really, really good. As we see, we have Sailor Moon now. So now, basically Sailor Moon stars off our main character now, the new main character, who looks very, very similar to Sailor Venus, called Sailor Moon. Her name is Usugi, which literally means rabbit in Japanese. And her English dub name in the original anime that this is based on, her name is Serena. That is not her name actually in the manga. She falls in love with her boy toy, the Prince Darien. This is this evil one. I didn't feel like digging up one of the regular ones. They're quite terrible, which we're going to get into later on. And then you have, in the order of the theme song,
Sailor Venus, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter.
Sailor Mars card is rubbish. I only have a level 1 and a 2 one, so sorry. I couldn't get a level 4 one of her. But they fight against the evil villains of the Negaverse. Whoa, evilness. Led by Queen Beryl and her generals, which I'll show you later in the decks. And they're trying to use the Millennium Silver Crystal. It actually has a card as well, which I'll show you later as well, to resurrect their ultimate bad guy dude, the Wise Man. And wow, awesome. So now, let's talk, now that we kind of know what we're getting into and some of the background, let's talk about the Sailor Moon card game and this, how much of a train wreck that this is going to be. Haven't you ever wanted to play a card game where you summon little monsters out and they fight each other and they level up and it's fun and it's great? Well, this game already exists. It's called Pokemon. Now, most of the games that I review on this show are Magic the Gathering modifications. So what do you think the Sailor Moon card game actually is? If you guessed a Pokemon mod, you would be correct. That's right. The Sailor Moon card game is an over-glorified Pokemon mod. It plays almost identical, a little bit of differences in it, but it's almost unbearable and almost copyright infringing how similar the game is. So let's start off by looking at the packaging of the starter deck here with the glare in your face from the light above us. Sailor Moon card game, lovely gradient background we got here with the chrome effect from Photoshop with a pink gradient over it. you got these pictures of them looking absolutely frightened at something, and this Photoshop not very well. And this picture shows up all over the place on their advertisements. But let's read some of the lies on the bottom of the package. 2-player introductory starter deck. That's the number one lie. You have to have 60 cards to play this game. So I don't know why they release a starter deck for 2 players that obviously you can't play the game for realsies after you go through the introduction game. This deck includes 60 collectible game cards with 12 health counter beads. Okay, cool. Awesome. Fair enough. An easy to understand rulebook. Bullcrap. The rulebook for this game is terrible. I'll get into it later. The people that made this game were so proud of themselves that they based everything off the show and gave it such unique mechanics and had the greatest fan help them ever that made it. But they didn't make the game very good or very fun. And I'm trying to save the bad for last, but it's quite hard to hide how much bad there is in this game when it's all over the place. And then, here's another thing I can't stand. 2 exclusive cards, Nephlite and Malachite. Why don't you get exclusive cards for the main characters? Isn't that why you play a game? You know, let's think about, like, a game that a lot of people... Let's talk about something really, really simple. Let's talk about Superman. He's a hero that most people know about. So, we're going to play the Superman card game. So, instead of playing as Superman, you're going to play as the random gang that wants to fight against Superman. And instead of getting Superman cards, you're going to get, you know, General Zod and other crap that fights against Superman. You don't make a game named after the main characters and try to focus it on the main characters when obviously you have to use a lot of the bad guys when you play. So that's infuriating that they focus on giving you the bad guys instead of giving you the good guys, you know, the girls and the main characters that you like and enjoy and want to see. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So, similar to Pokemon, we have energy cards in the game. I'm sorry, they're called power cards. My bad. Because they're just so similar. Now, where did those Pokemon cards go that I had? Okay, so let's... Come on, they didn't even try. They even had like the same color to it. And let alone the fact that these things look absolutely freaking cheap. These people went into Photoshop, made the cloud effect, made some circles, and put some of the border stuff on it. You can make this stuff like 2 seconds in Photoshop. It's terrible. Let's look at some of the advertisements they have. Hey there, guys. I got done with Photoshop Elements making our nice advertisement. Want to see it? Okay. Wow, look. Let's get the logo and put a bunch of white mess around it because we couldn't cut it out properly, or we cut it out for something else. Let's get the loudest picture possible and write dark blue text that you can barely read. Let's go to Office Depot or some other printing store and print out on regular LaserJet paper with a... Oh, this is so cheap. This is so cheap. And the only thing it says, the main advertisement is based on the smash hit animated TV series now currently showing daily on the Cartoon Network, which is very, very old. Another thing that says, an extremely popular license. That's the thing. Sailor Moon was at its heyday. It was super duper popular when this game came out. It was on running every day on Cartoon Network. The toys were coming out. I have a bunch of the newer stuff coming out for the show, and it was at its best. And this company called Guardians of Order, which I swear I thought was like a fan site or something. I mean, look at this logo. They don't exist anymore. Wonder why. And this dude here, Mark C. McKinnon. This guy is so full of himself when he makes this game. Ooh, okay. Calm. We gotta try to keep some order to this. But, oh man, a game for everyone. A multiplayer card game for girls and boys. Let's say mainly for girls because, seriously, who wants to play pink cards? I mean, why are they pink? Why couldn't they pick something... like blue? I mean, blue's a pretty boy and girl color. Why does it have to be pink? Why does it have to be like the cheapest effects in Photoshop in the world? You know, there's that stupid logo again. But they did a lot better job on it this time at least. See, it's a lot less cloudy looking. Oh, man. Other thing, too, is white borders. Don't ever put white borders on your cards. All they do is get dirty and gross really, really fast. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? How this gross that's gotten? Oh, man. Oh, man. So, similar to Pokemon, cards can rank up. But we have Mr. Poliwag here. He is a basic Pokemon. Haha! We can rank up basic Pokemon with the different stages they have here, and they become a new version of them. And as you can see how criminally similar these cards look. HP in the top right, name, rank underneath. This is so lazy, you guys. It astonishes me. And the attacks are on the left. So basically how these work is we'll focus on Sailor Moon. We'll focus on Sailor Moon. Alright guys, let's talk about how you play this game. How awesome it is. So basically at the beginning of the game, you need to play one of your level 1 Scouts or Knights. So we're going to play Venus because obviously she's my favorite and she's the main focus of this video. So you play your level 1 Scout, and it says her attacks, which is completely redundant information because most of the attacks don't really do anything. And then you read this text down here, which is in italics. Obviously on other cards it could be flavor text, but for some reason they wrote it in italics on the level 1 cards, which it should be in the regular print, or maybe even up here, because it confuses you if it's actually an ability of the card or not. But it is. When Sailor Venus is used as your starting character, you can begin the game with Artemis in play. So this is my ally zone, where the girls reside. And I got to search my deck for an Artemis card. Alright? So we're going to get Artemis out. So Artemis is a person card. There's different types of effects in this game. There's persons, equipment, and I think items. And he gives a helping hand. The maximum number of cards you can hold in your hand is increased from 5 to 6 when Artemis is in play. At the end of each of your turns, draw enough cards to bring your hand up to 6 in total. Don't worry. With the promise of cheesecake, they'll win this fight. Why does it say that? I mean, and it's from episode 80. Why not just say something kind of cool and not stupid on the bottom of the card? But besides the point there, okay, so we're going to have Artemis out. And now we get to draw 6 cards from our deck. I have a couple cards already set aside here for us. So, oh, but I forgot that was mentioned. You also have to play one of your monsters. Ha ha ha, there's monsters and villains. And these are the main cards you play in your deck. So we're going to play out Miss Rhonda here. She's a dark droid monster. She's one of the 3 factions of bad monsters you can play in the game. And her move is wrestling. Not wrestle someone or, spinning pile driver or badass kick. It's wrestling. Look out, I'm going to wrestling you. Which is, again, redundant information. Why does it say that? So this is one of the monster cards. These are the main things that you fight in the game. Monster cards similar to the Scout Girls have their health in the top right. And they can also rank up, but we'll get into that in just a moment. Similar to Pokemon, the monster cards can be weak and strong against certain elements. So let's get into what the elements are real quick, just so we can kind of know what we're talking about here. Okay, so let's talk about the elements. So you have mind, body, and soul. Based on the tri-stat system made by us. Yeah, see. Also from Guardians, I discovered a foundation for the CCG rules in the Sailor Moon role-playing game and resource book. How you like button game, it didn't go anywhere. Anyways, so there's the 3 powers, a tri-stat system, quote-unquote. You have mind, body, and soul. So basically you need to pick a deck that uses maybe one of these. I'm not a fan of split color, but you can. But this game doesn't really lean towards, and there's also a mechanic in it that does not work well with a split color deck. So Venus here is a mind-based card. So she has the little blue diamond things. And yes. Okay. So now that we know what the elements are. So she is weak against mind, strong against body, and she's worth 2 victory points. At the beginning of the game, like any horrible game that I review on this show, you have to decide how many points you need to take to win. So the standard game is probably like around 10. You can do less for a quicker game. But you do 6, it makes the game really, really fast, which is about all the tolerance you'll probably have when you play it. So she's worth 2 victory points. She's pretty tough. She hits back for a lot of damage. And so that goes into the first thing about these cards. So we have red abilities here. Red. Red means an attack ability. That means this is used on the scouts. When you declare an attack, you have to use one of the red abilities to declare an attack on something. Monster cards are the only attack targets you can declare. So when a monster card is attacked, they get hit, and then they retaliate back with their attack ability, which is with a red dot. Some bad guys have blue dot abilities, which are here. Negaverse Knight Armor. Ignore 50 damage from each attack. That's absolutely insane because this little girl only does 30 points of damage, so that's pretty cool. So this is a villain card. Villain cards are a way you can rank up your monster cards. So when your monsters get attacked by the girlies and lose, you can put a villain into play from your hand the next turn and it's of the same alignment or allegiance as the monster that was slain. So we can't play Mr. Evil Darien. So if Rhonda gets exploded, goes to the discard pile, gives my opponent 2 victory points, we can play Neil Diamond Phillips. Prince Diamond. He's a Dark Moon villain. And you can see these bad guys have purple borders, so you know what allegiance they're from. So Neil Diamond Phillips here is way stronger, and he's worth a lot more. And it does say on the left here that it replaces a Dark Moon droid. And he has a blue ability, which is used in response to when he's attacked. So let's go into how to power these girls up and kick some butt. So with Artemis, we can have 6 cards in our hand. So here we go. We got 6 cards now. The glare shining in your face from the light above us. And at the beginning of our turn, we're going to draw a card. We got another Mind Power. Alright, so we need to put Rhonda back into play because she's the card that we have out first. And so when in your deck, you need to always make sure you have monster cards out. So you start off with one, you also start off with one of the girls out. So you need to make sure every turn that you have at least some monsters out. So probably at least 2 at all times. Because if you ever lose all your monsters, your opponent can immediately slay one of their own monsters and immediately gain the victory points for it. And if they have multiple scout girls out, you could probably lose the game almost instantly. So that's kind of one flaw of the game I don't really like, is how if you get an open field, you're just boned. And since it's a trading card game, there's always that chance you can always draw bad. So what we're going to do, we're going to place the mind powers. Yeah, we're going to use our crazy mind powers on Miss Venus here. And we're going to allow her to use her Venus Crescent Beam Smash ability. That is way too... I know that's the name of her attack in the show, but it's way too long for the card game. It should just say attack, or have some other way to abbreviate how she can attack. That way you have to cram this text down here at the bottom when you have a very big box up here at the top. It's annoying. It's bad. Okay, we can have item cards out. An item I think they can stay on the field. You can save them from later, or you can immediately play them from your hand. And there's also events, which is basically a standard effect card you would play in the game. So you play it from your hand and you draw 2. Haha, very cool. So now that we drew Sailor Venus level 2, we can actually rank her up. But here's some of the kinks and quirks with ranking up the girls when they fight stuff. So let me find us a basic bad guy to fight. Okay, so let's use Racy here. So we have Racy here. So if regular weak girl Sailor Venus were to fight this, she will attack and do 30 points of damage to the 90 health at the top. And she's weak against mine, so she'll take an additional 10 more. If she were strong against it, she'll take 10 less. So that's 40 points of damage. So Jeff can't math. So 40 points of damage. So she has 50 health left. You put the beads on there. And then if she had the energy on her, she could discard her soul energy. To attacking opponent must discard one person of his or her choice. So we might have to get rid of old Artemis here because he's a person. But let's assume it doesn't have that. And now that we dealt damage to the villain, the monster card, now she gets to attack back with her claws and do 40 damage back to our lovely lady Miss Sailor Venus here. She only has 50 health, so that's really sucks. So now she's almost dead. That would be horrible. If your scouts are dead, you immediately lose the game. So you always need to make sure you have the scouts out. You can only play one copy of a particular scout in play at one time, so you can't have 3 Sailor Venuses out. There are cards that let you split them up from other sets in the game, which is pretty cool, but like anything, they have a way of screwing it up. So basically we'll attack, and now Venus is down to 10 health left. But what's cool about next turn is we can actually rank her up to her level 2 version. And what that does is it resets her health back. So she has more health now and no damage on her and more attacks. So it's actually really, really, really awesome to play the rank up cards. That's one thing that appeals a lot to people that play Pokemon is ranking your cards up. That's a key component of the game. Is you start off with something and it gets more powerful as you go, which is good. It's good to progress the power of cards in a card game as you play. That is a very positive thing to do. And it's really neat that both the scouts, the protagonist characters, and the bad guys you play can both rank up. In fact, it gets so gratuitous that the monsters can actually rank up several times to the point where it's like they're barely usable. So, look. You have Rhonda, right? We start off with her. She wrestled and got killed. Oh no. And we get Neil Diamond Phillips out. Assuming that we're not losing the game because this guy's worth 4 victory points, Wise Man actually can replace another villain. And these guys are really awesome, as you can tell by his awesome power thing. Ha ha ha. That's a really good ability, by the way. And this thing, prophetic. Search your deck for 20 seconds. What the heck does that even mean? So, yeah, they actually can rank up villains. So, assuming you're playing for like 20 points or some huge number, it's really hard to play these. But that's besides the point. So, ranking up, good. Monsters have to die to rank up. The girls don't have to die to rank up. And it's a pretty good mechanic. It makes the game pretty fun. So, basically, you can go all out, attack, whoop some face, and then rank your girl up, and she's completely healed again. It's a really cool mechanic. So after we play our cards out, we attack, all is well. We can actually, now that we're done attacking, sorry, getting ahead of myself. If your girl did not attack, you can actually rejuvenate her. This is done by taking the power card off of her, and she'll heal 20 health. There's cards that allow you to heal more or heal less in the game. It just doesn't know how card games are. And that's how they can heal their health regularly without leveling up. Because there is a deck that uses the Didarians, the Tuxedo Mask, the boy dudes of the game, which basically focuses on basic characters and doesn't rank up. And it's really, really rubbish, to be honest. There's really no point to play him. He's really bad because the ranked up girls do way more damage. There's more copies of them to begin with. And it's just the way the game needs to be played. So basically, you fight monsters, you take them out, and all is well. This gives you just a brief idea of how to play the game. I don't want to go too deep into it, because I really just want to talk about the game as a whole, rather than just be more of a tutorial. So let's go into some of the things that I really, really, really don't like about this game. Alright guys, we gotta get into the bad. It was more informative, I kind of let it seep through a little bit, but we gotta talk about the bad points of this game. There's so many things that I hate about this game. It is so frustrating. I can't believe it because it has my favorite character ever in it. It's a pretty good show, it's based off a good manga, and the intellectual property to people, we're not kidding, is massively popular. It's great. It's awesome. So why the heck did a company that has amateur style graphic design get the rights to it? I mean, it's super frustrating. Like this advertisement looks like it's done by a completely different person compared to this horrible monstrosity. I mean, look how bad this looks. This is literally so you can make yourself in a day. Maybe in an hour if you're really good. Oh man, they really, really like these pictures of them that they have. Like, I don't ever understand that about licensed games. How is it that you get the license, but your artwork is guaranteed to be crap? Like, your game has to just look bad. Oh, I'm a licensed game, so I have to use what people recognize. You can draw the girls or something different, instead of just using still shots from the show that just look absolutely horrible. And the packaging for this game is just loathsome. It's terrible. I mean, these are like early versions of it. They don't look. I honestly think they look better with this like blue background because the purple gradient with the chrome effect from Photoshop is terrible, and anyone that does graphic design can point it out like right away. Like, oh, that's lazy. You just use filters. Good job. Oh man. So the game comes in this stupid starter deck you can probably get for like $12 off of eBay. And then there's also the character decks, which they have one for each girl and the Prince Darien guy, Tuxedo Mask, who's absolutely terrible. And that brings me to the one thing I want to talk about. You have this deck here, right? This is the starter deck you get. I have the actual like rule insert thing over here that tells you the stuff you get in it. Let me make sure you can focus here on the camera. So let's read this. 1 body power. And you get 10 soul powers. Okay. And you have 2 body power and 9 mind power. So you have 3 body powers total. So if you buy the regular starter deck, anything that uses body is absolutely useless and you can't use it. And guess what? Your monsters have to have powers attached to them to use their attacks as well. So if you play any of them that require body, you can't use them. And that's the thing. I don't understand why the monsters have to have energies attached to them. Like, I keep looking for one that has a cost and I can't find it. Just to rub it in my face. But man, I don't get it. Like, why do young Alan and Ann have to have a cost on this? These cards should just be in play at the beginning of the game. You shouldn't have to play them in your deck. Okay? That's the whole point when you play a game about a franchise that you like. It's supposed to be about the characters that you love and enjoy. Now, you want to play your favorite character. Now, you want to have the different forms of her or him if you want to play Prince Darien Boy. That's the point of the game. You're playing the game called Sailor Moon, not the bad guys, not Negaverse or Dark Moon or Doomtree. You don't want to play those. You don't care. Why do you have to load your deck full of like low quality artwork crap? I mean, look at this. This is like 2 concept arts slapped next to each other. They even have to do Frosty and Hypnotica. Like, why not just redraw or get a better picture of Frosty and Hypnotica and make them 2 different cards? Why does it have to be 1 card? Why is it still shots from the show? I mean, some of these look like they might be from promotional artworks, because that's pretty clean. But look at this picture though. This is the character deck. This thing was expensive, by the way. It's like $30 for this thing. Man, this game is super expensive, you guys. With the remaking of the anime, this game has jumped up in price. This box was like $80. This thing was, I think it was $35. This thing was $12, $15. And man, I didn't get a Venus card in the packs. I was upset about that. So I had to buy this girl. She was $20. It's the only one I could find. Ugh. Frustration. One thing I want to talk about too. Hopefully my crap doesn't fall over here. Look at this picture. The girls didn't have feet originally on this picture. So what do? They get some like rubbish little mountain thing they made. And it looks really bad to cover up their feet. That is so amateur. Ugh, sorry about that. Jump cut there. So, let's talk about the worst mechanic in the game. The absolutely most stupidest thing that I've ever seen or read in my life in a card game. Like, I am just completely put off at how stupid this mechanic is. So let's look at some of the cards here. So anything that's remotely useful has a symbol in some of their attacks and stuff. So JKP. What does that mean? Let's look at this card. Well, Nega Moon Bomb. Discard 2. This means any energy, by the way. Discard 2 power. Is there any 2 power attached to one of your scouts and knights? Select any 2 opponents, monster, items, or person. When indicates the target cards are discarded. Discard Negaton Bomb. I mean when indicates. What does that mean? JKP. Japanese anime. Jan Kin Po. Jan Kin Po. What does Jan Kin Po mean? Rock, paper, scissors. This is the stupidest mechanic that I've ever seen, ever played in a game in my life. Like, I get it. The game is based on Pokemon. Pokemon used coin flipping as a main propeller of how a card would work. It adds a little bit of a chance that, oh, yeah, you drew the card that's going to completely whoop my face, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. So what did this game do? Well, to avoid copyright infringement, we'll make it Janken Po instead. Ha 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 ha. That is stupid. Here's the thing about a coin. You flip it. It has a 50% chance of whatever your outcome you desire to work. It also has a 50% chance of whatever outcome you do not desire to work. But Janken Po, it's 33%. You know, rock, paper, scissors, there's a chance you'll draw. And there's also a chance that you will lose. And there's a very small chance that you'll win. And here's the thing about flipping a coin. There's no mind games or super cool techniques you can use to outsmart your opponent with a coin. You just flip the stupid thing and it lands on heads or tails. Awesome. End of story. But with rock, paper, scissors, it's kind of like playing poker or something. Like, there's mind games, there's body signals you can give. There's different cues you can do. And if you learn that your opponent always throws a rock down first, which is their own fault for losing, you'll win more. And it adds an element to the game that doesn't feel strategic. There's always this huge chance that whatever you're trying to do will fail. So you actually take the time to make sure you don't play cards that have this stupid mechanic. So you have a stupid mechanic, you're based on Pokemon, you have horrible this design period in the game. They just love this chrome effect they made. And I really love Sailor Venus, so I bought the deck. But it's so expensive. The design is terrible. It has stupid rock, paper, scissors. And you need these power cards you have in your hand. You need to have them in your hand all the time. Like, whenever you Janken Po, you can dump 3 power from your hand and redo it. Because it's just so stupid that your cards just don't work. Why can't your cards just work when you play them? Why do the cards have these stupid... Like, this is the ultimate version of Sailor Moon. And she looks freaking stupid. Like, I know it's from the show, and it's stupid. And the effects are unbalanced. Like, time freeze. All your opponents are frozen in time. Why does it say that? It does not need to say that. It needs to say, take an extra turn after this one, discard after use. That's all it needs to say. This card is absolutely freaking broken, too. Imagine you can play 4 of these. You can play 4 of them. It's insane. I just play Time Walk. I go again. Ha 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 ha. The villains having to rank up. Why do I have to play a deck full of villains? It's so stupid. I want to play Venus. I want to play Sailor Moon. I want to play the main characters from the show. I don't want to play these stupid monsters. Why can I only have one of her out? I get it. It's only one person. But there's only 6 characters to choose from to play. Let people play multiple copies and make different... They wear costumes and stuff in the show. Make the game not be completely about fighting. Make it be about something else and have fighting be part of it. It's so bad. And oh gosh, it's so bad. This is like the worst game I've ever played in my life. It is so frustrating. You know, I can do it no justice telling you. And I don't want you to pay, $150 or whatever the heck I did to play. It's so bad. And why are some of the starting cards so stupid? Like, here's Jupiter here. This is a pretty good card. When Sailor Jupiter is used, you're starting to begin the game at lunch and play. Lunch exclamation point. Why does she start with lunch? Some of the characters get cards related to them. Like, Mars gets her grandpa. Moon gets her creepy stalker kid for some reason instead of her cat. And Mina, Sailor Venus, starts off with her cat. And the ultimate fans of the show made this. We did our research. What are you talking about? If you did your research, you should know that the main character girl should start out with her cat that even made her get her powers to begin with. Similar to the other character you made that did it. It's just... Oh, it's so bad. And like with the show, the characters can do combination attacks. Is where you get two of the Sailor Girls, and they got to be at the same time. Oh wait, these won't work, and they can combine their power together, and you can discard powers to add damage to it, and then you Janken Po, and if you lose, your attack doesn't do anything. Ha 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 ha! That's what I want to do. I want to combine my characters together to attack one guy, and then if I lose a Janken Po, which I have a very good chance of doing, considering my opponent can just dump 3 cards in your hand to redo it, and my attack doesn't do anything. But I could just attack one at a time with my Sailor Venus's, Moons, or whatever the heck I have out, and just hit the guy anyways. Because don't forget, after you do the combination attack, he still gets to hit you back. The monsters always get to hit you back. It's stupid. This game is horrible. It's bad. Bad, 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 bad. Whoa, man. I got into it there, guys. I'm really, really passionate about things I like. Now, Wage Wars was really good. Miku got a lot of justice. She got in a really good game, and it was fun. The quality of the cards was a lot better. I mean, yeah, I've ripped into it that it used faces a lot, but I mean, it's true to what people wanted. You know, they want a game about Hatsune Miku. They got it. You get to play a bunch of Hatsune Mikus. They fight. They're strong. You can rank her up. It's great. It's good. It's everything you want out of an anime-based card game. This game is everything wrong with an anime-based card game. It's screenshots from the show. It's low quality. It's stupid as hell. It's absolutely stupid. Sailor Moon is not stupid. It's a very good show. The game, the card game, is absolutely stupid. So let's get this concluded up. Let's get the 3 packs going. See what cool stuff we get. Maybe we'll pull another Venus. Maybe I can show you a higher rank version of Sailor Mars, as I only have a level 1 and 2 for Sailor Mars. So let's get that going and get this video concluded up. Alrighty guys, we're on the final steps. So let's open these lovely 3 packs of the Sailor Moon collectible card game. Ha ha ha. Unlike the last game we reviewed, there's actually legal information on the back of this, and this absolutely lazy logo for the people that made it. And you get a special offer. You can get the printing plates made to make this wonderful game. No, thank you. No, thank you. I do not want to have a printing plate of a screenshot from the show. Alright, Sailor Mercury rank 3. Pretty cool. Dark Moon Droid monster. That's body based, so I can't use it in my deck. Negaverse Crystal. Ha, that's a guy, by the way. Sailor Mars level 2. Well, I got another one at least. That's pretty cool. And that's the thing. Like, look at this. It's like all bad guys. That's all you get in this game. Look at this background. Look at this guy. He looks terrible. You know, Arc System had some bad art. Look at this. It's like some sketch or some filter from Photoshop. Literally. That is absolutely horrible. That is absolutely infuriatingly bad background, guys. This is a freaking card. They didn't even get the monster. They just got the card he was on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And there's that stupid Janken Po crap. It is so hard to keep these guys alive, by the way, that have this. It is so difficult. There's lunch! Yeah! Pretty cute card, but I'm not even going to talk about this basic game stuff, because it's really bad when your game is so confusing and bad that you have to have another way to play it written on it. It's ridiculous. Katsi, she's the villain, so she ranks up from the Dark Moon Droids. And that one's pretty new. Jalax. Droido. What do I have like 2 names for? It's been a minute since I watched the show, but come on. There's Tuxedo Mask himself, Mr. Level 1 face, has no rank up versions whatsoever. Look how expensive that attack is. Oh my goodness. She can attack you for, he does 4 energy, power. You have the Janken Po, he only does 30 damage. He does 10 on this. That's terrible. My goodness gracious. Monster. There's Venus with her O face. It's pretty nice. Rats. Get it. Stupid. What's that? It's a terrible game. Haha. Yep. You're dumb because you're blonde. Okay, both the blonde chicks in this show are really dumb. It's a bit offensive, don't you think? Here we go, Mars level 3. Hooray! We got a higher level Mars. It also means we're not getting any more foils. I think this is a rare. Minotaur. That's not really a Minotaur. At least the picture's half decent. And the teacher lady. Hi, teacher lady. Jenkin-po. Knowledge is power. Haha. Why don't you just call the card that? Moonbeam herself. That's what my mother always calls her, Moonbeam. And there's Chad, the guy they invented for the anime. And there's Molly, the best friend of main character face. Monster. Guy on the card again. Very kind of sexual picture. One of these split pictures again for some reason with feet hanging off the side. You should have put this one over here, guys. Really, really, really like my favorite character ever. But she's in a horrible game. The worst game I've ever played in my life. No, I can't say that. There's probably something way worse than this, at least card game wise. There's plenty of video games out there that are just absolutely horrible. But I'm going to say it very blatantly. This is going to get the lowest rating as of today. I'm giving this 2 out of 10. I'm not giving it a 1 because I just know there's something worse. And we will find it one day. I guarantee it. I'm really happy to get this episode done. I was really looking forward to doing it. Sailor Venus is about to get her introduction in the new Sailor Moon Crystal anime. And her birthday's coming up on the 22nd. So this is my tribute to her and to my fans. Hope you enjoyed this review. This has been the Card Critic. Check us out on the website, which is getting an upgrade. I hope to have it out here really, really soon. It's very out of date. I apologize for that. But alongside of it, I'm going to have the new version of the Universal Card Game out for you. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. This has been the Card Critic. Take care. But anyways, let's talk about it. So it starts off with the God dang.